I've dropped the mic volume down to 10. I'm hoping that this doesn't affect the quality too much. I'm not sure though, honestly. I'm actually kind of worried that the volume, the audio might be a little bit weird this time. So bear with me if it is. I'm just kind of testing out. I'm trying to drop my mic as low as I can while still continuing to get the best quality. So take that. It is also a very hot summer day. So you're gonna hear a lot of traffic. I gotta keep the windows down. It's really hot. So do be warned. Yeah. So hey guys, Will Mosley here. I create films, podcasts, articles, every piece of content in between on the creative process. And today's going to be a really cool one, a really nice one. Hold on, let me see if I can roll the windows up just a smidge so we don't get so much wind. All right, I have no clue if that actually helped or not, but hopefully it did. So this one's going to be a super interesting one. A YouTuber that I follow that I admire quite a bit for his very calm, relaxing, focused, just really good films, very well documented films. Matt Diavella. I've been wondering how the hell he pulls off all the stuff that he does, like how his films look so clean, how his audio's so clean, how just everything just looks good. And every single time I watch one of his films, I'm in like a relaxed vibe. I feel like I'm just kind of taking a break and watching a film. You know what I mean? Like nothing too crazy. And I wanted to dissect that. I wanted to get in tune with how the hell is he pulling all this off? What is my brain not catching that I'm just seeing, and it just is like, what is my subconscious seeing that I don't know, like how I want to understand his style and what's going on there. So after our little bit of a break, we're gonna dive deep into that. Hello, passing semi, just a second. If you need a promotional film, I'm the guy to do it for you. I can make it nice and clean, beautiful, engaging, all those things that you dream of when you think of a promotional film. Hit me up at heywillmosley.com. Again, that's heywillmosley.com, and we can get started. All right, guys, I'm going to roll these windows up and bear with the heat stroke. So here we go. Okay, just got 10 degrees hotter in this car, but it's all for the creation. Okay, so without a whole bunch of blundering back and forth, I'm just going to go straight into what Matt Diavella does to make his films so clean and so just high quality, what he does. Take it that he has high quality gear and all this other stuff and yada yada yada, but all that doesn't come down to why his films look and sound the way they do. What Matt does, and I'm just going to go, by 30 seconds. I watched his film. I think it was, I tried journaling for 30 days. Something similar to a lot of his films. And I realized a lot of different patterns that I've never discovered before that are key to his style. All right, first, he starts out. It's a talking head shot. You see about from his waist up, he's on the couch. There's a light behind him that's softly blurred. The room is semi-dark, and the light is, of course, on Matt. He looks good. You can see catch lights in his eyes. A beautiful opening A-roll shot. Something I've done before plenty of times, so that's not new, but okay. A couple things to note here in this shot. One, there's no audio mic in viewpoint in sight. So most likely the mic is actually boomed right above his head, or right above the framed shot, so he gets that nice clean audio. Um, it's also a fixed shot, meaning that the shot is not being, he's not going to move the camera whatsoever from this one spot. It's been set up specifically right here, and it allows the person to forget about the camera and focus on the viewer. Okay, dope. So what he does, the topics that, or what he's talking about in this first 30 seconds is, hey, I tried journaling for 30 days. I've seen a lot of other people do this. I've never really been one to kind of make this happen. I've tried it before, but I figured I'd try it, for 30 days. So he's given context to what the viewer is going to expect, and that's important for all of our films. We want to give them a preview, an interest of what's going to be happening. All right, bear with me. Next, what he does is something that I've done in a different way, but never done in this fashion, which I'm going to begin doing with my films. What he's done is, and you'll want to notice, there's a pattern here. He's going to go from impromptu talking about the subject to bulleted things that he's actually written down about the topic that he'll go through as well. So it's, in a sense, it's like keeping us all stuck to like a standard outline, things that he really wants to make sure he doesn't miss and covers, but he's also giving us breaks in between with these fixed studio shots, A-roll shots of him just kind of impromptu rambling, talking about whatever it is. He keeps to the subject, but it's a good fit. So the next one, like the next minute, so we're 30 seconds in roughly, the next minute is something key to his filmmaking style that I'm hoping that you guys will take away from this, and also, unlock a couple of things that you've been wondering about for a while. When you're making a film, there's a lot of things that you're having to worry about, and different limitations that you have depending on the shots that you're getting. So if you're getting a talking head shot that's kind of wide and you don't want the mic to show, you have to boom it right above the head or right below it, or lob it up out of viewport. Those are your options. It's not the absolute best audio, but it's pretty good. A step down from that would be kind of vlogging style, where the shotgun mic is pointed at you, but it's not as close to your face or your mouth as what that studio shot would be. Now, for the ultimate audio, you can literally put the mic, an inch away from your mouth, not even an inch, like I'm doing right now, and it'll capture the best possible audio that you could get. Now, there's a drawback to this. When someone sees you with the mic right close up to your mouth, unless you're a musical artist, they're like, that mic's distracting. They think about it. They see it. It's in the frame. It's like, kind of get that out of here. Some people do it. That's dope. That's cool. I like people that actually do it. I don't mind seeing it myself. But for the vast majority, the mic, if we're going to get the most cleanest audio, has to be literally almost touching our lips, which doesn't look good for, that talking head shot. We want to be able to see the person's face. We don't want to see a big mic right blocking the face. So what Matt does, and this is so intelligent, so smart, what he does is, and I don't know if he does this in one sitting and then kind of comes back and forth between it, and I'll speculate, as I kind of move forward with the film. But what he does is he goes, I don't know if he has a separate mic that he talks, to the mic with, and like that's his very podcasty mic that he uses. He probably does, because he does podcasts all the time. But it cuts to this absolutely beautiful B-roll of all these different talking points. And let me back up just a second. So what he'll do is he'll take his list of initial thoughts. So his initial thoughts about journaling, Can I do this? Is this going to be worth it? What will I achieve out of this? When will I crack? Is this going to be garbage? Like speculation, things that initial thoughts that he probably wrote down before he actually filmed the film. And what he does is he reads those thoughts, those written bullets from his notebook or his iPad. I don't know what the hell he uses. And he literally reads them to the mic. He records that. Now, what he does in addition to that is every single bullet, he probably has a table on, he's probably using a table where it's like shot 1 or bullet 1, can I do this, right? So it could be a person, him thinking about, fuck, can I do this? Like him thinking on the couch, right? No mouth movement, just him thinking on the couch. And then it flashes to the next scene where he's like, I'm going to be journaling for 30 days. So it's showing him like writing in a journal for 30 days. Classic B-roll stuff. Now, a few things to note about all of these B-roll shots. A lot of people, they kind of come up with B-roll when they, when they get the chance and they throw it in. But no, this is absolutely key to Matt's style. What he does is typically the lens that he's using, and I don't know for positive, but I can speculate, is closest that would be in my kit would be a 50 mil at 1.8, so very shallow depth of field. He probably has something like a 50 mil at 1.4 or something more expensive, but I digress. Don't worry about that. If you 50 mil of the nifty 50 can do the same shots as what he's kind of pulling off. Maybe not as much blur and all that stuff, but it's still the same thing. Keep with me. So every single shot that he does is actually a fixed shot. Rarely is any of the camera moving. It's the camera sitting on a tripod or wherever, just sitting somewhere, and he's passing by and doing wherever the movement is. He's probably also manual focused the point so that when he passes by and sits down at that chair, he knows that focus point is always going to be focused on right at that spot. He'll also, focus the point on the notebook or on just all sorts of little things that go along with his bulleted points. And most of these are actually close-up shots or medium shots. Rarely are they full body shots, but there are some thrown in there. So what can we take away from just that? Just that first minute and a half in his film, okay? The takeaway is, one, he goes with the studio, like just a locked off shot in studio, and the mic is literally right above or right below where he's talking, so that makes for a very clean, easygoing vibe. And then he flashes to all his B-roll shots of him talking about, I'm going to journal for 30 days. Can I do this? And every single shot is clean. It's locked off. And this is actually where he brings in very chill music. Every single time those 30 to 1 minute segments of him bulleting off things that he's already pre-written, that's when that comes in. And let me explain how intelligent, how smart this is. The reason why this is so smart is he gets the benefit of, one, the really nice audio from the studio, and then he doubles down and gets even better audio by flashing to these shots that he's kind of talked about and bulleted off. And because he's already written them down, it's literally just reading verbatim and making sure he always hits the talking points. It's right, bam, 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 bam. And you don't notice this because he makes it flow enough like he's not reading, but he actually is reading these off. Now, what happens next? Well, about after 1 minute or a minute and a half, so usually the talking head part is 30 seconds and the beautiful, pristine, B-roll shots, featured shot, whatever you want to call them. Then it flashes back to him talking to the camera again, A-roll. But he's actually in a different location this time. I don't know if that's intentional, because only one shot shows this way in the film, and it might have been that he just needed to re-record whatever that scene was. Very possible. But it does the trick. He comes and sits down at a table and says, "Hey, look, I've done journaling before. I've done all these molluskin things, and I've tried all these things." Just a second. I've tried all these things, but initially, what this talking head part is telling the person that I'm going to start the process. So we start it with him giving us context to what he's going to talk about. Then he threw us some initial thoughts about maybe what the process is going to be like, and then he hit us with, "Hey, I'm going to begin this process." So him actually starting to do the process. That's a lead in into another beautiful 30 seconds of him voicing over with this beautiful, beautiful B-roll, giving more detail about what he's doing or what he's doing with this throughout these 30 days. He continues to flash back and forth between this style, giving you very clean studio audio to pristinely beautiful, just absolutely close to the mic audio of him talking about his talking points as he continues through the film. The next thing that he starts talking about as he kind of goes through him beginning this process is the benefits. The benefits that he actually got from going through this process of journaling. Journaling helped me do this and do this and do this and do this. And remember, these are all bulleted points. Anytime you see the B-roll segments, he's literally just reading them from a bullet list, which makes it easy for us to do in studio. Like, I write down a list of bulleted things about the benefits, and bam, I read them to this mic, right? Just a second, we're slowing down for this red car. To the mic, and wada bam. So I don't know if he does all of his mic stuff, like his B-roll, like naming off the list stuff, like in one go right there, and then switches over to creating the film, and then starts doing the impromptu talking points in between, because he's kind of made space for that. Not sure, but what I do know is that it's very extremely strategic. I won't continue to talk about going back and forth between each of these shots, but just know that every single time it's an impromptu talking head spot, then it flashes to the beautiful B-roll voiceover spots. And as he progresses, he talks about the problems that he's had and more detail about the problems. And then he talks about what didn't work and finally what did work for him. And then at the very end, it flashes back to him talking, like a talking head spot of like, "Hey, so would you recommend this?" Which is pretty much his conclusion, like the conclusion of your story. Would you recommend this product? Would you recommend this thing? Would you recommend whatever? And his ultimate thing is like, "Yeah, I'd recommend it, but it's not exactly for me. I don't feel like I can keep up with it." And that's honest. That's dope. That's cool. Oh, man. So, what did we gather from all of this that we maybe were trying to figure out previous? And this could be, I'm also going to do one on MKBHD. I want to look at his films and see what's the same and what's different, but I have a good feeling that it's actually, they're doing roughly similar tactics, because it always starts out with MKBHD in studio, and then it flashes to this beautiful B-roll of all these different things that he's talking about. So that should be interesting to see or look at. The takeaway is this: if you write down a list of things like bulleted points to talk about, or things that come up with whatever your subject or your story is, you can mix it up in between with some impromptu talking head stuff, and then flash to pre-written bulleted points so you nail it down. Now, I want to go to the second part of this film, but before that, let's hit a break. So, if you need an e-commerce store that is beautifully designed, that's responsive, that's mobile, that's just looks anywhere. It looks good anywhere that your customers pick up their device. I got you covered. Go to Hey Will Mosley, Mosley, heywillmosley.com, and go ahead and get yourself a quote. It is bad trafficy out there on that highway. I'm glad I'm not taking that way. Yeah, go get yourself a quote. Weekends only, remember. Okay. Back from the break. Guys, I am dying in this car right now for you, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. It's like being in a sauna, but the car is going to be fixed very soon. We got Micah coming out Saturday to fix the car. Feel real good. I got rent paid early too. Lots of good stuff. I think we got to go food shopping too today though. Yiza. Forgot all about that. But all in all, good. So, second part of this. Now, how do I adjust or fit this into a style that I already do? If you watch my vlogs, you'll know that my style is very like take you on your seat, run and gun. Like we're going through this. There's a lot of action going on. There's a lot of stuff going. Like we're rolling through the day. We're not in the studio taking beautiful shots of things. We're just going. We're rolling. How do I adjust a little? Take the beautiful things that Matt did, and add them to my specific vlog style. Not replace. Add them to my style. And I feel like I've gotten a good idea of how I can make this happen. So, I think it's like a mix of here's my idea, and it may change and it may, whatever, but the idea is we hit a hook. And if you don't know how my films typically flow, this is just a good little quick look into roughly how they flow. A very rough way of how they flow. So there's a hook. There's something that's probably happened in the... Thanks, truck. There's probably something that's happened in the day. As I'm looking through as I'm editing this vlog, and I'll find that, and I'll put that at the very beginning. It's a hook. And then I'll roll the intro, roll this guy is sponsored by me part, and then I always go to a talking head part, like I'm in the studio, which is cool. So this kind of matches where Matt kind of leaves off at, right? Or Matt starts at, where he's in the studio talking. The reason why I always come back to the studio, like in the talking this stuff, is because it's always good to have that overlaying A-roll that the person sees up front, so that you can always go back to that, and it makes your film flow much easier. It gives them something to latch onto. So that talking head A shot is going to be our savior. Now, from there, I want to try to flow with how he starts. Like, right, he's given context about what the film's about, right? I do that already too. And then he switches over to that beautiful voiced over B-roll, like right next to the mic, getting that really clean audio. And he's talking about those talking points that are, whatever the subject is, there's some type of talking points in there. I have plenty of talking points that I have. So I want to use that and add that to my style. But here is where things get different. So we go through that little, beautiful B-roll stuff. And then it comes back to our studio Will talking head guy, right? Then I start giving a little bit more context into the vlog, like the running, gunning, action, just day-to-day stuff, like fitting the day-to-day stuff in there. And I'm using that as a segue to get into that. I let the vlog run for about 1 minute, so giving you a full, so you're feeling like you're rolling with me, and then we're going to come back to Will in the studio, which is going to ground us again. Will in the studio is going to talk for a second. Will in the studio is going to pop on that beautiful voiced over B-roll. And once our 30 seconds is up on that, then it's going to come back to Will again in the studio and go to the vlog. You get in the pattern here. Studio Will, pristinely beautiful voiceover B-roll, Studio Will, vlog. And rinse and repeat. That way I allow the vlog life to just kind of flow and go. But I also am able to bring you guys back in and also hit on specific talking points that maybe didn't get covered in the vlog, that just didn't have the time to, we just upped our mic level, that didn't have the time to, make it in. So it gives a lot of life. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm going to try it for the upcoming vlog. Pillars of, let me say that again because I like straight blasted the audio. Pillars, oh my goodness, is this doing again the P's not, we don't like the P's on the mic. You hear that? Vlogging pillars. So I'm going to try that out. We'll see how it flows. The really big takeaway for me is that I've learned a whole nother way that I can bring beautifully crafted segments to the vlog and also to corporate promotional videos. And this is going to be crazy powerful. I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm excited to see what this looks like. And that's pretty much the breakdown of Matt Diavella's vlogging style, or studio style, whatever you want to call it. The reason why it just felt so chill was he uses chill music. He has all his shots, for the vast majority of his shots are all locked off. So you're staying in one spot, you're just chilling, talking with him. You don't really notice the camera that much. And then like he's doing really close audio, like very clean audio stuff over top beautifully shallow depth of field shots. So that's what makes his things just pop. And of course his story's good. You know what I mean? Story's all there. Lastly, day 3 into TikTok. Shit's going good. I'm getting really good engagement. A lot of people are loving my stuff. A lot of people are commenting on my stuff. It's cool. All good in the hood. All right. Until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Remember, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. It really helps. Really appreciate it. All right. Bye.